Hello everyone, as always this is your favorite channel where we talk about things, politics, history and current affairs of whatever is going on in Africa. When we see what is happening here, we see that a recent report came out and it was compiled even by themselves, the neo-colonial organizations, the UN, that Africa is losing through illicit financial outflows. Africa is losing up to $100 billion, $100 billion every year, and this is not good. So what we have to ask, who is involved in this? The same report, if you read it, you will see that most of this money is flowing to the United States, Europe, Australia, and Canada. So when we say we should go to the root cause of this problem, that is when it becomes a problem for everyone and those involved in this theft of the African resources, of the money which is supposed to be used for the benefit of the Africans. So we have seen that the outflow of this money is the one which is causing the lack of services on the African continent. The lack of services like schools, like roads, like good health, like hospitals. These are the causes. But who is enabling this? This is a cartel. What I have to say is that I want everyone to understand that this is a cartel of people, a cartel of banks. These banks you see on the African continent, banks like Stanbic Bank, Barclays Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, these are the cartels. There is a cartel. So if all African people have to do something about this, you have to remove your money from these banks. These are the banks which are facilitating the outflow of these resources. Societe Generale of France, companies like Shell, companies like Total, these are the corporations which are enabling this. Companies like Newmont, which are mining gold on the African continent. These are the conglomerates which are leading to the theft of the African resources. And the groups which are involved in this, it includes many of the politicians in Africa and the politicians in the West. It is because the system was set up like that from slavery. The whites have always looked for a way of depending on Africa, of stealing from Africa. When slavery was not done, and when we defeated slavery, they came back with colonialism. Okay? Slavery was about exploiting the African bodies, about using the African bodies. Because during that time, the governing industry was cotton and sugar. That was the governing industry. So they took the African bodies to farm, you see, by force. By force. That is why you see that slavery thrived through sugar and cotton. And when we come to colonialism, when they saw that slavery could not survive and the Africans resisted the slavery, they saw that it is going to go all around the world. After Haiti resisted the slavery, so they changed it to colonialism. And they came to Africa and they took the resources. They started mining the resources in Africa. When we resisted the slavery, then they went and formed the United Nations, the IMF, the World Bank, and all these other organizations. And they came up with a policy of privatization. And they privatized all the companies that were built by the public, using public funds. Because after independence, all African countries had assets. We all know that as an individual, you cannot survive on debt in your house. And the best thing for you to do is to buy assets. You have to buy assets for you to be rich. But when Africa had accumulated assets after independence, these people, they said they should privatize the assets. The assets which belong to the African people, they say we should privatize it. And who bought those assets? The assets were bought by the same people who said you should privatize them. The Europeans and the Americans, Australians, these are the people who came and bought the African assets. And they forced us to privatize our companies. That it doesn't work. It doesn't work for a state to hold the assets. It doesn't work. The state is inefficient. But we have realized that that was a lie. That was a lie. Because we have seen China develop through state capitalism. And this is what we were trying to do. And they say that our forefathers are stupid. They called our forefathers stupid, who led us to independence. And now they brought in coons, people who are complicit in this kind of attitude. And that is why you see today a lot of presidents in Africa, because they are bought into these lies, they have gone ahead to say that it is good to privatize. They are continuing to privatize. You see, they bought into these lies. They bought into this foolishness. And yet we have seen China develop through state capitalism. And this is what people like Kwame Nkrumah wanted to do. And they called our forefathers stupid because they were telling us the right thing to do. So we have to think again. I don't want to end by not giving a solution to what we are supposed to do. What I'm saying is that we need to learn that these organizations are the ones stealing, first of all. Because this is a time in history when we are supposed to liberate the African continent from neocolonialism. We have to understand that we have to liberate Africa from neocolonialism. Okay, so that is the responsibility which we have to take, especially the youth. We have to take that responsibility. We have to understand that it is we who are going to liberate the African continent for the next generations. Books were written about the independence movement, about the civil rights movement. But after the civil rights movement and after the independence movement, after the Black Panthers, what books are going to be written to these leaders who have come up later? In Africa especially, when you focus on Africa. There's nothing. This generation has been known as the most corrupt generation. Why? Because it is running a corrupt system. They accepted a corrupt system without challenging it. They accepted a corrupt political system of mere electing every 4 years, when there's no consequence in electing. It is not a guarantee that we are going to get good leaders. But they accepted this corrupt system. They accept another corrupt system, which is the political system, the economic system. On top of a corrupt political system, they accepted a corrupt economic system which has impoverished us. We cannot accept a type of capitalism which says that Africa must sell its raw materials to the West, and we cannot refine our products here. We cannot add value to our products here, but we must sell them to Europe. This type of capitalism is an evil capitalism, and we cannot accept it. So as African people, I would say we can start from there. We can start by recognizing that the responsibility is ours. It is upon us to start working and accept that this is the responsibility as African people, especially the youth. And then we have to identify these organizations which are stealing these resources from us, which are aiding, and do not bank with them. Do not take your money in those banks. Do not buy from those organizations. Do not buy products from those organizations. We have local petrol stations in different countries in Africa. Do not buy from Total. Do not buy from Shell. This is the only way we can weaken imperialism. It is the only way now how we can weaken imperialism. We have some local companies which are doing the same services. We have some local banks. Let us all take to our local banks and grow them. We have people who have some local banks. Let us take our money from Stanbic. Let us take our money from even the telecommunication companies. MTN belongs to Europeans. It belongs to English people. even though it is shown as a South African company. In South Africa, blacks don't own anything. Stanbic Bank is shown as a South African company. In South Africa, the blacks do not own Stanbic. These two companies, when you go, DSTV is the same. These companies, when you go out there to England, you will find their owners. When you trace the owners of these companies, you will find them in England. But they are in Africa pretending as if they are African and exploiting Africa and buying out everything. It is a cartel of people combined with the World Bank and the IMF who come around and force our people. If you do not agree with this, if you do not understand what I'm saying, I would like you to read a book called Confessions of an Economic Eastman and read another book called How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. These are all informations which shows you what is happening. This information shows you what is happening. So my people, we have to take responsibility and we have to understand that we have to use any means necessary. If it means removing these leaders and rebuilding the continent, we have to explore all means of removing the current African presidents. We have to remove them so that we can rebuild this continent. We cannot rebuild this continent on the same colonial infrastructure which was laid by the colonialists. Neo-colonialism consolidated its position in 1966 after the overthrow of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So we have to understand that we cannot rebuild Africa if we want to build it rapidly within the next 40 years on the same neo-colonial infrastructure, on the same political infrastructure which is colonial, on the same economic infrastructure which is colonial. Because these infrastructures were designed to pull resources out of Africa, to pull material resources out of Africa, so that they can go and build Europe, they can go and build the United States, they can go and build Australia, they can go and build New Zealand. And now we have Indians and Chinese also claiming rights on the African resources. We have Indians claiming that they are supposed to be recognized as tribes in Africa. This is foolishness. Some of them have been recognized as tribes in South Africa and Kenya, and they are claiming that the Indians should be recognized as a tribe. Have you ever seen an African tribe going to India to ask for rights there and claim rights? We cannot accept this. So as African people, we call upon you to come and rise up and speak up of what is happening in Africa. And if these African leaders who have let this happen, who have let every year $100 billion flow out of Africa, while we don't have good health, while we don't have good education facilities, while we don't have good roads, while there's no jobs, while there's no factories and industries, these leaders, we have to remove them. They are pretending that they are working, but they are not working. They are working for Europeans and supporting Europeans. We have to remove them. These people, we have to remove them. So by any means necessary, if we are supposed to start thinking, let us start thinking. We cannot rebuild Africa with the same political infrastructure, with the same economic infrastructure. These are corrupt infrastructures, and we cannot continue to do this. We cannot do this to our children. We cannot do this to our grandchildren. We cannot do this to the next generations who are coming. We have to leave a better continent. All continents have been developed. The only continent remaining to develop is Africa. And we cannot do this to our children. We cannot leave them a corrupt continent. We cannot leave them corrupt political system. We cannot leave them a corrupt economic system. We cannot leave Africa in this state in which it is. We have to change this continent for the better of the next generation, for the better of our children and our grandchildren. When we lie down 50 years from now, 90 years from now, then they will say that these people did something better for us. These people prepared for us. These people saw a continent which was sinking, and they rose up and they put it in order. This is what we want. This is what we want our children and our grandchildren to say about us. And it is not going to take me alone. It is going to take you and all of us, the African people around the world. Because when I say African people around the world, I remember what Dr. Kwame Nkrumah said, that all African people, all people of African descent, whether they live in North America, South America, in the Caribbean, or in any part of the world, belong to the African nation. So we have to understand that we have to rebuild Africa, and we have to kick out the Europeans from Africa. We have to kick out whoever is claiming rights on the African resources and the African land. They should go back to Europe. Let them go back to Europe. So we have to fight them with any means necessary and remove them and uproot them from the African continent. So thank you very much. But we have to band together and start working together and rescue this continent. We have the tools we need to fight them. We have the tools we need. Thank you very much.